Hey everybody, welcome back to Boost Your Income with Bootstrap to WordPress. This lecture is called How to Achieve the Parallax Scrolling Effect in 5 minutes or less. Let's go. I want to show you that it's actually possible to achieve the parallax scrolling effect in 5 minutes or less. To demonstrate, I have our static site here. This is the one that we've been building. And currently we can't actually scroll because there is not enough content on the page. So let's just go back to our code editor, and I'm just going to paste inside our opt-in section. It doesn't really matter where, just a div with the class of container with a wild amount of lorem ipsum. I'm only putting this in temporarily just so we can actually scroll the page so you can see the effect. So this is just there, for example, so we can actually scroll. So I'm going to scroll, and there is no parallax effect currently. The reason why the background is staying still there is because we set the CSS for the hero to have a background position of fixed. So it stays still as we scroll. That's one step of the parallax effect, but it's not the true parallax effect, because in the true effect, the background scrolls up, but at a different speed than the foreground. So I'm using this simple parallax scrolling technique on tutsplus.com. I will share that as a link in the extras section or in the description. And then you can follow along in there afterwards just to, if you missed any little details. It's the tutorial I use to learn how to do it. It's very simple and straightforward, and I wanted to show you how easy it is to implement it. Okay, so let's go ahead and start the timer. I have egg timer here set for 5 minutes, and I'm going to hit go, and then when we go, I'll prove to you that we can do this in 5 minutes or less. All right, here we go, 5 minutes. Open up your code editor. First thing you want to do is go to your hero section and give the custom HTML5 data attribute of data type, background, these are required, and data speed. Whoops, data dash speed. And the speed we're going to set to 5. It can be set to any integer, but we're going to set it to 5, and you can play around with it later just to see how it works. Save that, and go ahead and open up your main.js, and let's start up jQuery. So jQuery should already be initiated in your index. You have jQuery being pulled in. First thing we want to do is cache the window object. I like doing this because it just makes the load time a little bit faster. It's a little bit of an advanced technique, but not so much. We're going to be using this window object a little bit later in our script. So here is where we're going to start the parallax background effect. So let's select all sections with the data attribute, the data type attribute of background, and then we're going to roll through each of those. Function. All right, here we go. Then we're going to cache the variable bgobj for background object. That's custom variable. And select this. There we go. This is assigning the object. All right, now we're going to go through the window scroll function here. And in here, we're going to scroll the background at var speed, so the background object speed, and the Y position is a negative value because we're scrolling it up. Okay, so var Y position equals negative, and the window object here, scroll top, divided by background object, bgobj dot data speed. All right. And then put together our final background position. So a variable, call that coords for coordinates, and then 50% will be the position. Little space there. I'm going to concatenate the Y position plus We're going to concatenate pixels so we can actually use this in CSS. And then let's move the background. So let's take that background object, CSS, and in there, let's take the background position, and then that will be coordinates, that variable we just stored there, and then end window scroll. There is CSS that we have to do, but we've already done it in the previous lecture. In our hero, we've made the background 50%, 0, repeat, and fixed. Fixed is important to have there because now if you go to the site and refresh, try scrolling now. See how that background scrolls at a different speed than the foreground. That is the parallax effect. And now the beauty of this is all you need to do for future sections is just give it the data type, background, and data speed, whatever number, on any section. So if you want it on this section, if you want it on a section below, you just need to make sure that the ID has a background image and make sure it's a tall background image, a very tall one, and it's repeat and fixed, and that's it. And you can see here I have 15 seconds to spare. So there's the simple parallax scrolling effect in 5 minutes or less. Hope that rocked your world. See you in the next lecture where we will create the modal window using Bootstrap.